Hi. Hello, everyone, and welcome to In Bed with Naomi. And yes, we are in my bed. This is my bedroom, it's my happy place. Um, I wanted to share these pieces from I guess, where they were created, and it's on my bed. and I'm excited. Um, and scared. I've always called myself. I've called myself many things. I call myself many things, and I call myself things that I feel qualified to call myself. So I've called myself a performer. I have called myself an actor. I have called myself a teacher. I have never called myself a writer until now. And I am calling myself a writer now because I am now qualified to do so. Um, and it's nice. I like it. So, this is me trying to find a way to keep this camera steady and sensible and make sure y'all can see me and that kind of thing. Because this is intimate and I wanted to film it myself. Um, so please bear with me and forgive the shifting and the lighting and the all of it. All right, let me stop stalling and start reading. I will read first from Keeping It 100, Just Honest Love for You. I will read, I'll read the beginning of the book, and I'll stop when my spirit says that I should. Whew, all right, tell me what you think. Keeping It 100, Just Honest Love for You. Author's remarks. Life is a journey, and as we navigate the various paths we travel, we do so in constant search of the one, someone to have and to hold until death. It is my belief that I encountered the one on my travels. However, just as life ends, love ends. Sounds simple, and therefore, just as we accept death, mourn our loss, and in many instances continue living, we hope that the process that treats the broken heart would be as simple. Well, it is not. I lost weight, almost lost my mind, but was determined that I am woman. I bend, but I don't break. And therefore, I had to find a way to keep going. This book is me, raw, in pain, honest, and exposed. You are about to witness what real vulnerability looks like. The roller coaster of emotions, the process, my process. And as I expose my dearest truth to you, I trust that you would embrace me. Whisper that this too shall pass. Laugh, cry, shout with me. Hold my hand and encourage me to put one foot in front of the other. This book healed me, and I summon the ancestors, asking that it might heal you too. See, love wins, always. And even if that love remains forever adrift, and you two never become one, love them. Love them. Because loving them reminds you to love you even harder. Thank you, and I wish you healing. Give me a second. I need to get my glasses. It would be really nice if I knew where it was. Okay, my humblest apologies. I don't know where my glasses is, but I will find it eventually. But for now, I'll just read. Um, there we go. So, grief. Now, grief is a fucked up process. Stages, they say. Oh, how I wish that shit was like 7 seas, one a day, but no. When your heart big like mine, and you willing to give up what you ain't even have yet to love this one fool, it takes 7 fucking lifetimes. Oh, and I have loved before, grieved before, but I have never hoped like I do now. Chapter 1. The first stage of grief. Denial. Forbidden fruit. Feeling like Eve in the Garden of Eden, tempted to taste, but remembering the many warnings about life and consequences. That not everything that look sweet, and sometimes that not everything that look good sweet, and sometimes it have poison under the skin inside the meat. That sometimes the skin look nice, but the fruit so damn bitter you can't bite twice. All this going through your head and you ain't even stepped to the tree yet. And just the thought of it reaching your mouth have you wet. But you stuck. Afraid to step forward because your body and brain singing two different refrain. Your head saying eat it. Fuck what people say. And your body tense remembering yesterday. The bittersweet taste that was left in your mouth, the pain, the doubt, the sadness, when the fruit turned out forced ripe, the depression after the deception after the hype. You afraid to hold it in your hand and get your hopes up, only to actually taste it and out of pure disappointment your entire world drop. You want to, but the memory fresh. It was real. Because you convinced yourself that the fruit was the real deal. That the sweetness would linger and last forever. And deep down you know it's not the same tree and the experience could be different entirely, but the memory fresh. And your mind willing, but your body afraid to try. Because you no longer able to survive another lie. But God knows you love that fruit with your entire soul. And just one taste could change your world. So you close your eyes, take a deep breath and step forward, willing yourself not to be a coward. Hands outstretched, you reach and pick it, smell it, lick it, bite it. And with eyes closed, you wait to see how your taste buds react. The thing is, sweet or sour, you will love this fruit forever. Next one. Love have me writing. I am not a poet. I evolved past that status ages ago. I ain't no Maya Angelou, and I do not aspire to be. What I want is the unaltered truth. My truth. My story. My version of the circumstances. That's what I write. What you do with this is your prerogative. Your choice to make. How you feel about it is not my business. All I doing is saying what's on my mind, when it's on my mind and why. And today, I am thinking about love, a particular love. And this woman attached to this feeling that I think is love. See, I have not been touched this way before. This feeling does not include butterflies. It does not involve violets or roses, skipping hearts, or tingly feelings. It is wrapped in fear and protected by hope. See, I met this somebody that has somehow been able to shift me. And now I hear, I, I lock myself in my room, hoping that when I resurface, when I re-enter society, I would have figured this shit out. See, I can't sing to save my life. And this feeling have me thinking about harmonizing and octaves and bars and rhythms and rhyme and music. This shit has me dreaming in color, and shit looks rainbowish, complicated, exact, definite. I want to write a love song, hear it sang, and feel shit. This somebody has me thinking futuristically and wanting to build shit together. Has me imagining my old ass on a rocking chair on a beachfront smiling for no reason and wanting to slow dance. And somebody has me wanting to plan a get-together that involves vows and witnesses and shit, flowers and brooms, and people all dressed up while I wear a white frock and whisper, I do. Okay, I will read one more from this book, and then I will read the opening chapter of my novel. Okay? This is called Still Wishing. Some days are rougher than others. Today I feel this vacant space within my heart's chamber. It's the space that loving you fills. That place where you feel at ease and know that everything is okay. That place where love resides and you wake up smiling every day. That place that bubbles when you embrace me. That place that dances with the sound of your voice, the mention of your name, the beep of a message from you. That place that smiles so hard when you tell me you love me. That place is empty today. Fearful and sad, longing and hoping, praying and wishing that you would return, take your place, and make it whole again. My heart misses you. Thank you. So you just got a chance to hear a few pieces from the book Keeping It 100, just pure love for you. Like I said, that book is dedicated to the woman I choose to love for the rest of my life. And this book that I'm about to read from is dedicated to my mother, who happens to be the woman that I have to love, for the rest of my life. This is That Girl from Cochrane, and it's a novel dedicated to my mother. Chapter 1, The Birth. It was January 24th, 1969, in the quaint village of Cochrane, in the island paradise of Trinidad and Tobago. Jessie was pregnant, and unlike most expecting mothers, the first indication that she was in labor sent chills of fear throughout her body. See, although this was Jessie's 7th birth, for generations this indicated the day she would pass on. The thing is, Jessie's mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother all left this realm after giving birth to their 7th child, and this was Jessie's 7th birth. Hence, the joy she should feel bringing this gift into the world was tainted by the possibility that her baby's first day could possibly be her last. The contractions started, and as history suggested, the catchers were summoned. The news of new life joining the community travels, and villagers gathered ready to usher in the new life. Villagers arrived with spirituous liquor, drums, and other acoustic instruments, while the chantwells began to hum quietly in hopes of coaxing the baby into this world. In the little wooden house at the base of the hill, Jessie's screams could be heard as the village gathered, prepared to protect and serve. Queen Mother stood on the veranda facing the congregation of villagers gathered and ordered the drummers to play, calling on the ancestors to let Olodumari's will be done. The drumming was slow and soft and consistent as the transition from womb to worlds began. As Jessie's screams ricocheted from the walls of the wooden structure, the rhythm and volume changed, almost as if the drummers were echoing her lamentation. The more her agonizing pain intensified, the more intensive the chanting and drumming became. Queen Mother stopped the drumming as it was about to climax and ordered that the intention of the musical accompaniment change. She knew what was about to happen. She has been catching Moses babies for generations and was therefore clear on what needed to be done to ensure that at least the baby transitioned. Stop. Jessie need more than noise. She need rhythm. Queen Mother shouted. The more she shouted, the louder the rhythm became. They mistook her animation for an indication to intensify, and it seemed that that intensified Jessie's pain. Fucking stop, Queen Mother shouted, and it seems her emotions traveled on the rhythm of the sounds and reached the Shantwells, so they stopped singing audible words and began to hum. Their humming somehow guided the drummers to change their determination surrounding their touch of the animal's skin, and Jessie's screams became gentle orgasmic moans. She was no longer afraid. Her fear was replaced by hope that maybe she was about to break the omen. She pushed, as ordered by the baby catcher, and out came the most beautiful baby girl that Cochrane had ever seen. Her skin was like silk, and almost imitating that of a duck's response to water. The blood from her birth rolled off, and she seemed untainted. This is the one, the catcher exclaimed with joy, and outside the silence was pungent, as if the ancestors indicated that stillness was necessary for the tide to change. Cecilia. Her name is Cecilia, Jessie whispered, and almost as if bringing this child into the world was her last assignment, she closed her eyes and drifted into the ancestral realm. As if on cue, the Shantwells began humming softly, and the drums rolled their drums in unison. The catcher cut the umbilical cord, and for the fourth time in this very house, she was cutting life from death. Fuck. Fuck. Not again. The catcher exploded as she slapped Jessie, begging her to live. However, what is to is must is. Jessie was gone, and it was now the villagers' mission to raise the woman that would shift their very existence. The catcher wrapped baby Cecilia in her mother's skirts and walked out of the little wooden house, passing the baby to Queen Mother. Jessie ain't make it, she whispered into Queen Mother's ear and released the baby into the Queen's arms. As her job was done, life was brought, and the maintenance and guidance of that life rested in the hands of the village. Sing. Sing like we ushering in a queen. Sing because our Redeemer has been born. The drums hummed, and the Shantwell sang. Queen Mother lifted the baby girl up facing the congregation and announced, Cecilia. Her name is Cecilia. Jessie has moved on. Now we need to step up. She passed baby Cecilia to the front line of the villagers, holding her up to face the sun. They passed her to the back of the gathered crowd until she landed in the arms of her father. Surrounded by the other drummers, he took her, placed her over his drum, and moved to the center of the circle formed by the villagers. He then dipped her 7 times into the water in the clay pot that stood in the center of the yard. Cecilia, a change was now upon them. Their guidance was what would determine if her destiny would be fulfilled. Sooner than later, another god was born, and the village of Cochrane was mandated with the gift of nurturing her. You have just heard chapter 1 of the book, That Girl from Cochrane. Again, thank you for indulging me. I was very afraid to do this. Like I said, this is me exposing me, but thank you. Enjoy. And you're in bed with Naomi.